Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather and I have a bunch of bananas that need to be made into muffins. And I was going to make muffins and I was looking at my pantry and I actually have 3 of these muffin mixes. So I'm going to actually make these mixes and add the bananas to them. So I've got one that is a banana mix and I have 2 that are the blueberry. Like I said, I got these reduced from Dollar Tree, 50 cents a box, when the one was closing out. So they need to get used up. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mash my bananas. It's really easy to do. Sometimes I do this and I'll mash the bananas and I'll freeze them so they'll be ready to bake with. I was at Walmart on Saturday and I got this big bag of bananas. So I got 16 bananas for $1. So my daughter's been eating them, but we've got some that we knew were really soft and I kind of set them aside. I'm like, these will be the perfect ones to make banana bread out of. And I even went and found a recipe on Pinterest and for banana bread or banana muffins, and I printed it out, and then I was looking for ingredients and then I saw these cake mixes that I have to use up. So I've decided I'm going to use these cake mixes instead. Just gonna mash them with my fork. Potato peeler or potato masher works good too. Or just even slicing them. And once you start to mash them, they become really soft, and you just kind of stir them too, and they will just kind of dissolve. So I've got a few more to do. The more brown they get, the softer they get, the better it's going to be for the recipes. So I'm doing 8 bananas. So I'm going to make up these 3 cake mixes or muffin mixes. So my banana is mostly mashed. That's okay, I can mash them a little more in a few moments. Just set them aside, and I'm going to start with the cake mixes. Now when I do multiple mixes like this, I actually do each one separate. I'll make it in the same bowl, but I'm just going to add my ingredients one at a time. Sometimes I just have trouble opening these bags, so I just scissors so much faster. This one here for the banana mix, it says I need half a cup of milk or water and 1 egg. So I'm actually using milk. I'm kind of do this a little bit, like I said, like one cake mix at a time, only because the banana cake mix had a different amount of milk and eggs, and then the blueberry also had some oil. I just feel if I just did just the banana, get this one all mixed in, and now I'll do the 2 blueberry ones. blueberry ones, they need just 1/3 of a cup of milk or water, 2 tablespoons of oil, and 2 eggs. So I'm gonna double, so I need 2/3 of a cup. Just trying to find the right line in my measuring cup. And I'll need 4 tablespoons of oil. Again, I'm just trying to use up everything out of my pantry. The more stuff I use, the less stuff I have to move. And I prefer to cook with olive oil, but I do have this big jug of vegetable oil, so I'm just trying to get it used up. And then there's the eggs. I don't want to over mix, but I gotta get everything blended. And I've got my oven already preheated at 350 degrees. I believe that's what it says. Actually, that one says 400. Oops. Oh, these are 400. Okay, I guess I gotta turn my oven up a little bit higher temperature in just a moment. I automatically just start preheating my oven at 350 because it's a cake mix or a muffin. I guess this is muffin mix. I was thinking 350 is usually the standard, so okay. Add the bananas in here. Something. I was looking for my muffin pans, and I think I have already packed all my small muffin pans. I kept up to make jumbo muffins, but I wanted to make these into smaller muffins. I do love to make jumbo muffins, but I wanted to make smaller ones today. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do instead. This just shows that you don't need muffin pans to make muffins or cupcakes. So you just need the liners. And as long as they are on a flat sheet where the liners kind of, have sides to them, so this baking sheet's got sides. Or if I wanted to, I also have this one here. And they will fit in here just as easily. I'm going to actually put them in this larger pans just because then I like the size being higher than the muffin liners. I mean, either pans work good. But I'm going to use these 2 pans. I already have my liners already counted out, so I think I'm going to probably make about 24 with the 3 boxes. So again, it just shows that you don't need to go and buy a lot of extra pans and things if you don't have money, if you just don't need them. As long as you have a flat type of a pan, even a pie plate would work. Just no. And I will say, when you cook them this way, they won't be perfectly they won't stay perfect in their shape. They might tilt a little bit and have a funny shape to them, but I don't mind. I just got to grab a different spoon so I can scoop the batter out. Okay, so I just had to grab a spoon so I can lift this up. I have a better one I prefer. I'm not sure where it is right now. I had a ladle, it works so much better. Or ice cream scoop. Like I said, my stuff is getting packed, so But when making like this, as you put the batter in these, it's going to, they kind of lose their shape and they kind of spread out. So you're not going to get the nicest looking cupcakes or muffins, but they still taste good. I don't really like this spoon. This spoon is not working. I'm going to go find my other ladle. It's a little bit easier than this one. Okay, so I just have my gravy ladle. It works really good. But I have an ice cream scoop that I prefer. It works really good too. So like I said, as you put the batter into the liners, they are gonna kind of spread out. Okay, there's the oven because I changed it to 400. So now it's preheated and ready to go. Okay. Spilling batter everywhere. Okay, so I'm just gonna get these in here, and it says it takes 13 to 15 minutes to bake. I'm just gonna fill all these up. I'll put them in the oven for, I'll start with 13 minutes. So I'll be back in 13 or so minutes and see how the muffins are doing. Actually, one more thing I just got them lifted up. Before I put them in the oven, I like to sprinkle stuff on top. So I have some raw coconut or raw sugar. This one's coconut sugar. I have hemp granola and I have maple flakes. So I'm just going to get some of these maple flakes. I'm just going to sprinkle them on here. I'm going to use the maple flakes because it's almost empty. But it just gives that little crunch on the top, like even just a little bit of brown sugar or even just white sugar, just a little scoop of it on top. Now I'm going to put them in the oven. Is it 13 minutes at 400? Use all this up. Another package of stuff empty out of my pantry. So I will be back, and I still have a bunch more of the muffin mix, so I'll be making another pan of them as well. So I'll be back in about 15 minutes when I'm pulling the first ones out of the oven. Actually, for the rest of my side, I'm just going to put it in a loaf pan here. Quickly grease it. to actually use the hemp granola on the top. So nice good sprinkle of it. And I'm also going to sprinkle on some of the coconut sugar. That's that. I'll put this in the oven. Now this will probably take longer than the muffins. This will probably take about 15 minutes. So like I said, I'll be back in 15 minutes when I'm pulling this out of the oven. Okay, so I've got these out. The loaf one, I put it in for another 3 minutes. It's not quite cooked, but I'm going to show that you don't need a muffin pan to make muffins. I mean, these are not round, they're more square. And I'll show what happens when one tips. And my pan over here. So this pan here is pretty good. Like I said, because they sit in here, you're getting more of a square pan, and they do tip, and sometimes this stuff does drip outside. Like I said, this is not my favorite option, but I wanted to make muffins and I couldn't find my regular muffin pan, but I want to show that you can make muffins with these pans. I think if I had them more in here, they would be more square, but I think if I had one more row, then what happened to this pan wouldn't have happened. I'm just gonna use these to get this pan out of the way. So I can show right here in the center, one of them spilt or tipped, and then a few tipped, and let's see if I can get some of these out. They're still going to taste good, even though their shape's a little bit funny. It's like making a tray of cookies, and sometimes for whatever reason they just kind of run and spread into each other. So I just got to grab my other tray. Cooling rack, that's what it's called. I just got to grab my other cooling rack. So that means my loaf should be ready. So I'm just going to go and check on that. Okay, no, the loaf is not ready. So just put it in for another 3 minutes. So like I said, sometimes when you're baking, you know, things spill, tip. These kind of ran over their liner. So I'm just pulling out these one at a time here. It's not going to affect, you know, the shape is not going to affect the taste, but, you know, it's got a really funny looking shape. But it's not going to affect the taste, they just look funny. It's like trying to make nice round cookies and they spread out and then you end up with these weird square or diamond type cookies sometimes. The shape does not affect the taste, they just look funny. But like I said, I just wanted to make some muffins today, and my cupcake pans or muffin pans are all packed. This could also be from overfilling these type of liners. I have a couple different liners here, and I don't know what size these ones are. Just in my little container, I just bought them at the dollar store. And even that, sometimes they just don't hold their shape well enough. Normally when I do it with this type of, on the sheet, it's been a long time since I've cooked these on a baking sheet. I actually double the liners, or I use the thicker ones. I didn't realize that these were the really thin ones. I haven't used these thin ones for a while. I was using those thicker ones, like the seasonal ones. They're a little bit thicker, they're taller. So, again, you know, but it's just to show that you can make cupcakes or muffins, and all you need is the liners and a pan to cook them in. So like I just said, I think some of these were overfilled, and they just kind of, you know, like the liner as it cooks out, it's supposed to, you know, move out. That's what these little things are for, but whatever. It's fine, it's just for my house. Nobody's really gonna care about the shape of the muffins. You know, they taste good, they smell good. Oops. gonna stack this up here. I love my stacking cooling racks because then I don't use up all my counter space for these. So that I think I made 24. Yeah, I made 24 little muffins, and I'm just waiting for the loaf, and that should be done in a couple minutes. I'll be back with the loaf. And there is the banana loaf. I'm gonna let it cool in the pan a few minutes before I take it out. But I wanted to taste one of these, so I'm just gonna, this top tray looks really good. This bottom one, I'm gonna eat this funny looking one. Just gonna taste it and see how it tastes. I do that with cookies too. If I make a tray of cookies, I will try to always taste, or, you know, I will eat the funny shaped ones. I just want to make sure that I'm not eating the liner. So that would be the top, and that is the bottom of the muffin. So it looks really good. Let's see how it tastes. It tastes really good, even though the shape is a little funny. Just a little bit too big of a bite. Okay, so that was just a quick using up a bunch of bananas and 3 muffin mix boxes that I had in the pantry. Now those muffin mix say that they each make 6 muffins. So that should have been 18 muffins. Well, I got 24 muffins and a loaf, and I think that's because I added all those bananas, so then you double the volume. Like I said, these box cake mixes or muffin mix or whatever they are, you can add things to them to stretch out and make more muffins or cakes or whatever. So again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channels and watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next ones. Bye.